Not driving anywhere. There's a bunch of reasons we're not driving anywhere. I'm sure you're all aware of them, and I really don't want to talk about them in this podcast because I feel like that's contributing one way or the other to the state of everybody's negative state of mind. So we're not going to talk about it. There's a much better reason we're not driving anywhere. See where it says probably? Not probably. I didn't say probably not. I said not probably. Definitely. Definitely. Let's start there. It's fun to pour it again, so I pour small shots so I can have lots of them. So I hope you are all doing well during these strange times, but as I said, we're not going to talk about these strange times. And I tweeted asking everybody, what do you want to talk about? Which is the easiest way to find out how many followers you really have when nobody responds. So we're just going to talk about whatever I feel like talking about after we have this sip. Oh, that's good stuff. So I was going to do a whole special about tequila, which I guess we could do right now. Except I don't have visuals because I'm almost out of everything in the bar. And although not bars, but liquor stores are open, even though people are arguing whether or not they're essentials, that's not my job to figure that out. But I can tell you this, they're not essential to me. And while everybody's under a tight strain, I'm going to put my money to better use than buying distilled alcohol. But not without mixed feelings. No mixed drinks, I'm already at a Cointreau. But mixed feelings. Okay, so first of all, tequila. If you don't know much about tequila, like champagne, it is actually just a alcohol made out of a particular plant, in this case, the agave plant. But if you don't make it out of the great blue agave, and if you don't make it in the town of Tequila, in the province of Jalisco, you can't call it tequila. It's just called mezcal at that point, and you can make it out of a variety of things to a variety of standards. Just like sparkling wine anywhere else can't be called champagne, because it's not from Champagne. Anyway, so every tequila distillery in Mexico has a number that the government gives it, a 4-digit number that you can find on the bottle, and that's how sometimes you can tell, like, if there's a one-off of a tequila in the shape of a cowboy boot or whatever. First of all, don't drink that, it's not going to be good. Second of all, if you're curious, you can look up the 4-digit number and find out what tequila it actually is. So, like, if you want to know who makes Trader Joe's tequila or Costco tequila or whatever, you can use it that way to get better tequila for cheaper prices, I suppose. I just have my nifty source down the street. Their prices are really good, so I go there and get top level stuff. Tequila is distilled into one of 3 variations, usually by color. It's either called silver or blanco, which means that it was not aged at all. So it'll be clear like vodka, and it'll taste much sharper and more peppery and usually not very smooth. Or if they age it from 6 months to a year, it's called reposado, which if you speak of the Spanish is reposed or rested. If it rests in barrels for that long, it starts to turn an amber color and get a little more mellow and smooth, and usually a lot of other notes and aromas to it. And those are called reposado, and they're probably the most popular. If it's aged up to a year, it's called añejo, more than a year old or a year old. And usually that's much darker and starts to taste almost more like a whiskey to most people than like the tequila when it's clear. I like all 3, but I usually don't like all 3 from the same source. My single favorite tequila company is Don Julio. Don Julio Blanco is their silver, is not very expensive. That's kind of their bottom line because it doesn't age, so it's usually the cheapest one, but it's my favorite. My favorite silver by far is Don Julio Blanco. It's not the most expensive, but to my tastes, it's my favorite. And then they have an añejo, a reposado, which I don't like. it's quality. It's just I don't like that flavor. They have an añejo, which I also don't like. And then they have a silver, they have an añejo that they re-distill so that it has a lot of character, but it's still silver. I don't like that one either. But then they have a 3-year aged one called Don Julio 1942, which is, it's not like wine that's a year, that's the year this distillery was made, I believe. So their signature brand, it comes in a tall brown bottle. Don Julio 1942 is the single best tequila I've ever had in my life. It's like if chocolate died and went to the heaven of chocolate religion, the super uber essence of chocolate. To me, that's what tequila Don Julio 1942 tastes like. Favorite tequila of all time. This is Casamigos, which is another favorite brand of mine, and the only one that I like all three of their standards. I like their silver, I like their reposado, and their añejo, which is just off the hook. It's just some of the best tequila I've had. Not the best, but some of the best tequila I've had. I really, really like their añejo. See? By the way, if I ever pour you a shot of tequila and you pound it, that's the last tequila you're ever getting out of me. I don't buy stuff cheap enough that you have to pound it. I buy stuff good enough that if you pound it, I'm not sharing it with you anymore. It's for sipping. Okay, so where were we? Casamigos. Love Casamigos. Corzo. Corzo. Corzo comes in a square rectangular decanter. I like all three of those also, actually, although my favorite of theirs by far is their añejo. The other ones are okay, but I really like their añejo. Now, a word about mixed drinks. I've had many a margarita snob, at least in the adult industry, tell me that mine is just about the only margarita they like besides their own. The problem with margaritas is most people just like, it ends up tasting like Mountain Dew. And I used to love Mountain Dew back when I drank soda, which I don't drink soda anymore. But I don't want a soda. I want to taste all of the alcohols and what they do for each other. So if you make a margarita out of well drinks, like you just get triple sec and some fucking Jose Cuervo or whatever, it's gonna be a shit margarita. You use shit ingredients. I have other tequila snob friends who are like, why would you take an $80 bottle of tequila and then mix it with something? I'm like, to make a Cadillac fucking margarita, that's why. So if I'm going to make a margarita, I take one of my favorite aforementioned tequilas. I will put 2 shots of that, or 2 ounces, and 1 ounce of some high quality orange liqueur. I like Cointreau. Some people like Grand Marnier. That's based on brandy, and to my knowledge, to my taste, it's too brandy-like to mix with tequila very well. And triple sec is okay, but again, you get what you pay for, and I don't like it that much. Anyway, 1 ounce of your favorite orange liqueur, 2 ounces of your favorite tequila, and don't go crappy. Get good stuff. And then 1/2 ounce fresh squeezed lime juice, or I'll use just bottled lime juice in a pinch, but not like sweetened lime juice, because lime's already sweet. Throw all those in a shaker with some ice, shake it up a whole bunch, pour it out into a glass with fresh ice in the glass too, and you've got a badass villain-worthy margarita. So cheers, I hope you enjoy. I love tequila. I do not like being drunk. I don't even like being tipsy. So I drink sparingly, but I drink really, really high quality alcohol. Life's too short for bad booze, but I also just don't like being drunk. I'm paranoid enough, and I have knives on me all the time, and if my manual dexterity starts to go and my speech starts to slur, I don't like who I am anymore. So I don't drink that much, but alcohol is tasty. And a little bit of a buzz, not even a buzz, just like that golden glow that tequila can put on your afternoon. That's just fine. I like the taste of alcohol, and I'm going to enjoy my tequila responsibly. Until I run out. Anyway, I was going to come up with something more interesting to talk with you guys about, but nobody wrote me back, so now you're stuck. If you listen to this at all, you're stuck hearing about me babble about tequila. I hope I've educated you just a little bit, and I hope you enjoy some tequila, and I hope one day we get to raise glasses together I only have one toast for all occasions. People in my real life and in my porn life and anybody I drink with, when we raise a glass, this is my one toast to the good stuff, to people worth drinking it with.